Alicia West went out for a morning jog when suddenly a police car pulled up beside her. The cops stopped a black woman just because she looked too suspicious for this upscale neighborhood. But what they did not know was that Alicia herself had joined the police force just 3 weeks ago. A war veteran recently returned from Afghanistan, and this was how her hometown welcomed her. Alicia patrols the ghetto together with her partner Kevin. The locals hate the police. Officers do not even respond to calls in this neighborhood. For example, a store owner reported a break-in over a day ago, but Kevin only stopped by to grab a coffee. Alicia tried to talk to a boy, but his angry mother shoved him into the car. Tension started to build between the officer and the parents. Suddenly, Alicia recognized the woman. It was her old school friend Missy. But Missy pretended not to know her. No one around here would dare be friends with a cop. Her partner warns her that these people are part of the Kingston gang and they are not to be messed with. Mouse, Missy's younger brother, had no interest in talking to Alicia either. Kevin took what he wanted and walked out without paying, because cops here never pay. Alicia, however, left a 20 on the counter in his place. Kevin was supposed to work a double shift today, but he made other plans. Alicia volunteered to cover for him. She was assigned to work with Deacon Brown. Brown and the guys from narcotics were clearly uneasy when they heard they would be working with a rookie. One of the officers also did not like the fact that Alicia always wore her body camera. A fight broke out near a nightclub. Alicia pinned one aggressive guy against a wall, while another seemed to be up to no good, but her partner quickly restrained him. He looked like he was losing it, and even pulled out his gun. Alicia asked him to calm down. Suddenly, Brown found a gun. Apparently the one the suspect was going to use to shoot Alicia. Alicia apologized to the experienced officer. According to Brown, their own people were not the black kids from the streets. Their own were the police. And now Alicia was one of them. Someone called Brown on his cell phone, and he and Alicia drove to an abandoned power station. He claimed he had to meet with an informant there. He ordered the rookie to stay in the car. Alicia suspected something was off but obeyed anyway. Right before her eyes, a guy tried to steal a car. Then a gunshot rang out, followed by another. Alicia pulled out her weapon and went into the building. She saw 2 dead bodies. A third man was still alive. The drug dealer begged the cops to spare his life, but Detective Malone executed him on the spot. The cops noticed Alicia, a witness. Malone wanted to talk, but Smitty saw her body cam and simply opened fire on her. Alicia fell through the rotting floor and crashed onto a pile of garbage. Malone is planning to stage everything to make it look like the patrol officers stumbled upon a gang, and the whole thing is just the result of a shootout. The main objective now is to retrieve the camera, but Alicia's bulletproof vest saved her life, and she managed to escape, although she dropped her gun in the process. Brown begs her not to hide, saying they only want the camera. Wounded Alicia tries to call for backup, but Malone contacts the dispatcher first and convinces her that the rookie just panicked. Alicia leaves the building, limping toward a car. Smitty opens fire again, but this time misses. Alicia hopes to find refuge somewhere in the suburbs. She knocks on doors asking for help, but the locals tell her to get lost. She has no choice but to run again. Luckily, she finds a place to hide. Malone is furious at his associate's stupidity. One dragged her in, the other shot her. They'll have to clean up this mess themselves. He orders all the dirty cops to join the manhunt. Brown continues driving around the neighborhood. Alicia crawls out from under a house and, spotting a patrol car, begs the officers for help. The sergeant invites her to get in, and his partner secretly contacts Malone, reporting that they've found the fugitive. The officers forget that Alicia still has her police radio. She realizes what's happening and escapes once more from the corrupt cops. Meanwhile, Mouse hears someone breaking into the store and triggers the alarm. It turns out Alicia slipped in through the back room. Mouse doesn't want to get involved. If she needs help, she should go to her own people. Alicia explains everything that happened and calls her partner, begging him to come help her. She's afraid they'll execute her just like those guys. Kevin promises he's on his way. Just then, the cops arrive in response to the alarm. Sergeant Doyle comes in through the front, while Leiter enters from the back. They suspect Alicia might be hiding there and start pressuring Mouse. The poor kid is pushed to tears, which brings a smirk to Doyle's face. After they leave, Alicia apologizes to Mouse. She has to do something about her wound. The cops simply sealed it shut with superglue. Mouse suggests she change into something inconspicuous and try to reason with her own people. After all, she's a cop too. But Alicia believes that anyone who kills should be held accountable, no matter who they are. Sometime later, just as he promised, Kevin arrives. Alicia wants to get to the police station as soon as possible to upload the video into the system. After that, she plans to contact internal affairs or federal agents. Kevin tries to talk her out of it. Does she really want to be a snitch? That's when Alicia realizes she's sitting in a car with yet another dirty cop. She reaches into the glove compartment and grabs the gun first. She demands Kevin pull over and explain everything he knows. It turns out that during drug busts, Malone kept part of the seized stash for himself and resold it later. Those 3 guys were his dealers. There's already a major internal investigation underway, and Malone is just eliminating witnesses. Just then, a patrol car pulls up nearby. Kevin flinches and Alicia knocks him out. The cops open fire. She rams their car and handcuffs Kevin to the steering wheel. She had to turn to Mouse for help once again. Missy's son, Jamal, recognized the policewoman. He lives on the same floor as his uncle. Mouse found out that one of the guys who got killed was Zero, and that complicated things even more. Meanwhile, the police arrived at the crime scene. Malone pinned all the blame on the rookie. He claimed she was the one who shot Zero. The nephew of Darius, the tyrant and leader of the Kingston gang. Darius arrived just in time. Malone ordered the cops to let him through. They needed Alicia dead as soon as possible. Let the gangsters help them with that. Darius was convinced that his rivals were responsible, but Malone persuaded the gangster that the bullet came from a cop. She had already caused too many problems. Darius demanded that Alicia be executed before sunrise and ordered the whole gang to join in. Even Jamal received a message on his phone with her photo. The dirty cops gathered to discuss their next move. Alicia joined the army at 17. She has no family or loved ones that anyone could use against her. But Kevin remembered that she had spoken to the corner store clerk. Alicia plans to leave the neighborhood as soon as night falls. She returned to her hometown and became a cop to help her people. But it turned out that the police treat them like animals. The store owner showed the cops a recording that clearly showed Mouse helping Alicia. Malone asked where this Mouse lives. Jamal wanted to take Alicia out himself, but the woman managed to pull a gun on the kid. Mouse grabbed his nephew's phone and realized that Alicia was being hunted not just by the cops. Malone and Smitty were already on their way there. The boy was sent home, and Mouse would have to stand and fight alongside Alicia. They ran out the back exit and started figuring out how to escape the neighborhood. That's when gangsters blocked their path and opened fire. Alicia shot the gunman first, then the driver. A guy with a shotgun appeared from behind a fence. Mouse took him on. He killed the thug, but got shot in the leg. Mouse advised Alicia to go see the pastor. He would lend her a car. As for himself, he could not run anywhere with that leg. Mouse went off in another direction and was immediately captured by Darius's men. Alicia could not let her friend die, so her plans changed. Darius brutally beat Mouse. The gangster did not believe that Alicia was innocent. Missy also tried to convince her brother that Alicia was not one of them. She had chosen a different side, and there was no need to protect her. The policewoman hid the camera with the incriminating footage in an abandoned building, then came to Darius's hideout herself. The locals cursed her and threw empty bottles at her. Darius was informed of her arrival, and Alicia was brought to him. Without saying a word, he threw her into a shower room and was about to blow her brains out. But Alicia managed to speak. She told him that Malone was the one who killed Zero, and that it was all caught on her camera. The dirty cop had used Darius to cover his own tracks. Alicia promised to hand over the footage if they showed her Mouse alive. At the same time, the police captain found out where Alicia was and sent an entire force after her. Alicia blamed her friend for getting involved with those psychos and said not to act like she had no choice. She could have left the ghetto with her. The gangsters found the camera, but all the files were encrypted, so they brought in a local hacker. The dirty cops were desperate to get to Alicia first. The footage had to be destroyed, and she had to be eliminated. The SWAT team exited their vehicles near Darius's hideout and headed toward the buildings. The officers took out the lookouts. At that moment, the hacker finally decrypted the footage and played it, proving that it was Malone who shot Zero. Darius saw the cops trying to kill Alicia too. The gang boss immediately ordered Mouse to be released. One of the guards managed to fire a shot. That's how the gangsters learned about the raid. A shootout erupted inside the building. Missy and the hacker escaped through a secret exit. Alicia grabbed the camera and ran into a back room with Mouse. The policewoman started returning fire from there. Darius covered them so they could get away as well. He shoved Malone into the bathroom along with a riot shield and began beating him. but the cop managed to aim his gun at the gangster and shot him dead. At the same time, Smitty let Brown go ahead of him on the staircase and shot him in the back, one more witness silenced. Then he killed a special unit officer who reached Alicia before he could. Mouse came to her aid. Together they overpowered the thug, and Alicia shot him in the head. The friends hid in one of the rooms. The building was surrounded, and Alicia wouldn't be allowed to leave. However, the police were looking for a woman, so Mouse offered to take the camera to the police station himself. He put on a bulletproof vest and a police jacket. Mouse was spotted by Kevin, but he said nothing and let him pass through the security checkpoint without issue. As soon as Alicia decided to leave the room, Malone opened fire on her. He was determined to find and kill her. Alicia ran through holes in the walls. Meanwhile, Mouse made it to the police station and began uploading the video to the system. Alicia had explained to him how to do it. She found a board with nails and struck Malone with it several times. The thug grabbed her, but she bit him and crawled away. When Malone stepped out onto the balcony, Alicia charged at him and knocked them both off, sending them crashing onto a car below. The fight continued in full view of local thugs. Alicia beat Malone with an iron rod, but it did not stop him. Missy came to help her former friend and handed her a gun. But by then, Alicia was already in the crosshairs of snipers. They forced her to drop the weapon. Sergeant Doyle entered the office and pointed a gun at Mouse. He took the camera, but it was already too late. Very soon, everyone would know about their crimes. Captain Hackett immediately watched the footage and contacted the rapid response team. She announced that Alicia was innocent and ordered her release. At that moment, Malone tried to kill her on the spot, but Kevin shot him and then surrendered. Instead of arresting Alicia, the SWAT team took Malone into custody. Missy hugged her former friend and asked for forgiveness. Mouse beat up Doyle, getting his revenge for the incident at the store. Alicia visited her mother's grave and thanked Mouse for saving her life. That's where the film ends.